Hey guys, Sarah Cray here. I thought it would be really fun if we did a little comparison of different types of salt and how they react with watercolor. So I have regular iodized table salt here. I have McCormick salt, which comes from a grinder, and this is not iodized. This is a flaky sea salt, and then this is the pink big chunks of salt that I have actually used a salt grinder to grind down, so then it's a similar kind of size to the other ones. I'm using Arch's watercolor paper and Winsor & Newton Payne's Gray, which is, I mean, look at this color. I can't even handle it. I can literally just paint with this color all day. Okay, I want to get a good, maybe one more round of paint. I want it to be fairly dark so then we can really see what that salt does. Okay. I'm going to start with table salt. I'm just going to try sprinkling each one just across. Okay, and then we're just going to let that dry and see what it does. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with using salt in your watercolor work, it usually creates this kind of burst effect, and it does not happen right away. So usually you apply it, and then as your paint dries on your paper, that's when you really start to see the effects take place. So I'm going to use my Heat It Craft tool to help speed up this drying time. Okay, now that my painting is dried, you can see that the salt had varying effects, and there's a couple things that you can do at this point. Sometimes I leave the salt on my painting, especially if it's the last step and I'm not going to do any more layering on top. I don't mind a little bit of salt stuck to it, but if you want to scrape it off, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just use my fingers, or if you have like a tube, kind of scrape it off that way. Because the salt really does get stuck to the painting. Now, the only thing is, like, before you try this, you want to be absolutely sure that every part of your painting is dry, or else that moist paint will smear during this part. I also have this palette knife, and I thought that might work a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to remove the tape. We're going to see, well, let's just see how our tape held up, right? I used Holbein soft tape, which is the edges here, and then just a washi tape that I found in my studio for the thinner lines. Okay, here we go. Now they do all have varying effects. I would say the least kind of effect is the table salt, although I do really like what's happening here. I think this is very beautiful. I would say the most like contrast is the sea salt, but I'm also wondering if that is because the like granules are a little bit bigger. So I wonder if that kind of made a stronger effect for that reason. I actually really like this too. Honestly, McCormick sea salt grinder is what I usually use, but I don't know. I think I might like the pink salt. Anyways, I just wanted to show you the difference between the four, that they do kind of have varying effects. I think also the size of the actual salt will produce different effects. And also, the funny thing with salt is like sometimes you put it and does what you want. Sometimes it has a mind of its own and it doesn't do much. But hopefully this will give you some good information. So if you look at this and know that there is one that you obviously prefer, then you can go ahead and just use that one. So thank you for painting with me. Next week, we are going to try pepper. Just kidding. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.